Bangor. From the Great North Woods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, Pfizer is teaming up with the Maine healthcare system to conduct a Lyme disease vaccine trial.
Plus, high fuel prices continue to affect drivers across the state. We'll look at how drivers for organizations like Meals on Wheels are struggling.
And state law enforcement are training to detect and remove impaired drivers from behind the wheel. This and more local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We are in the final hour, just hours away from the weekend. I am so excited to finally get to enjoy a nice weekend around Bangor, hang out. I do travel a lot on the weekends. You got any fun plans coming in?
No, I'm just excited to relax.
Nice relaxation. I know we had a couple conversations about like, I may have to Bar Harbor, see some friends. Then we realized gas prices and we're like, well, I always feel like that's coming into play where it's like, is this necessary?
Right.
And that's kind of the tough thing that we're living, the tough day and age we're living in right now. Where is travel necessary?
Yeah, maybe it will be. It was payday this week, so.
It was payday. That is true. It's another good thing looking at Friday. Let's get a first check of our forecast with Devin Biggs. He joins us now.
Alrighty, thank you very much. We've made it to Friday and starting off on the foggy side. A lot of areas reporting less than a half-mile visibility out there, especially along Waterville to Bangor and areas to the south. So if you're traveling this morning, please be careful and allow some extra time. We'll see this fog burning away coming up soon. And because of all this fog, there is a dense fog advisory in effect for the counties highlighted here in gray, lasting till about the 9 a.m. time frame. So by about this time, we'll start seeing things improving in the fog department. But zooming things out right now, though, not a whole lot going on. We just have clouds moving in. Otherwise, there should be enough sunshine to help burn that fog away before rain chances arrive later on today. And this is courtesy of this low wave of energy right about in here, moving from the west to the east. So we'll get this through, catch maybe a little bit of a break tonight, then more scattered showers and thunderstorms on the way for the daytime tomorrow. Temperatures have been kind of all over the place across the state. Some other areas have been in the lower, even middle 40s this morning, while other areas, though, have been in the upper 40s to even lower 50s. So far this morning, we've kind of been all over the place. Rain chances moving during the afternoon period, some of it lasting through the early evening, too, before that begins to taper off for the rest of the evening period. Again, some clouds, maybe a little bit of fog, not out of the question either. The wind not a big problem either, mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but nothing too ridiculous on the way anytime soon. So your hourly forecast moving forward for the rest of the morning period. Mostly cloudy skies, temperatures making it into the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Devin.
First up this Friday morning, Machias residents are speaking out after Thomas Benfonti was found guilty of murdering 3 people.
After an almost 2-week trial, a jury reached a guilty verdict in the Thomas Benfonti trial. In his testimony, Benfonti claimed all 3 shootings were either accidental or self-defense measures. He says he was depressed and suicidal at the time of the murders. Machias residents say they are not surprised by the guilty verdict. We talked to one resident who says she cleaned Samuel Power's home and was expected to be there when Sam was shot in the head. She often thinks back on that decision to call out sick that day, which likely saved her life.
Kind of scary because, it was within minutes that I made that decision that he was, killed. So it's a little bit freaky. I'm glad that he's guilty because he is guilty. I'm glad that he didn't say he was insane. I think that's a wonderful thing because he got, what he deserved.
No, I'm not surprised that he was found guilty because, it's pretty much cut and dry.
Some Machias community members told us the verdict helps them feel a little safer.
Samuel L. Wagner Middle School in Winterport will be closed today after a threatening message was discovered on a bathroom wall Thursday. In a release sent out to parents, RSU 22 Superintendent Regan Nichols said school administrators coordinated with local law enforcement before making the decision to cancel classes. Classes will be in session at all other RSU 22 schools with an increased law enforcement presence at all of the campuses. Now, if you have any information related to the threat, you're asked to contact the school superintendent's office. Anonymous information can also be submitted through the district's feedback portal.
The Mill Dam Road in Ellsworth has been temporarily closed after a culvert collapsed. Access to the Mill Dam beach is also closed down. The city of Ellsworth said in a release that though the road may appear to be drivable, it is unsafe for vehicular traffic due to the possibility for additional collapse. The city asks that people be patient while they work to repair the road.
A Maine man serving a 16-year sentence for manslaughter appeared at the Penobscot County Judicial Court Thursday morning. 53-year-old Ernest Weedle was convicted for the death of 46-year-old Roger Downs Jr. of Portland in May of 2010. Downs was beaten to death after he and Weedle spent hours drinking together. Weedle was later found guilty by the Cumberland County jury 10 years later. Now, in 2013, Weedle appealed the sentence and manslaughter conviction, arguing he was tricked into waiving his Miranda rights. He lost his appeal. Now, in the latest appeal, Weedle contests his conviction by citing ineffective assistance of counsel. However, due to Weedle's mental state, the hearing has been rescheduled.
I talked with counsel about this. Mr. Hornblower has represented the petitioner for quite a long time and is certainly well aware of whether he's being affected by the absence of his medication or not. And he indicates that it's quite clear that he is. And under these circumstances, I'm not going to hold the hearing.
Weedle's hearing is scheduled for next Wednesday, June 8th at 1 p.m.
A man who was found guilty of murder last year is set to appear in court Monday to appeal his conviction. Rashawn Moore of Bangor was convicted for the February 2020 stabbing death of 25-year-old Demetrius Snow in Bangor's half-acre nightclub parking lot. He was found guilty in May of 2021 and later sentenced to 32 years in prison. Moore is arguing the trial court denied him access to transcripts of the grand jury proceedings, resulting in Moore's indictment, among other factors. The appeal is scheduled for 11:30 a.m. Monday at the Penobscot Judicial Center.
Law enforcement agencies across the state are participating in a 2-day training course related to detecting and removing impaired drivers from behind the wheel. Sierra Jordan explains.
Maine sees an average of 50 drug or alcohol-impaired driving fatalities per year. That's according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Local law enforcement agencies are receiving advanced training to minimize the number of motor vehicle fatalities.
ARIDE is Advanced Roadside Impaired Driver Enforcement. It's basically OUI enforcement for alcohol and or drugs.
ARIDE training is a 2-day event hosted by the Holden Police Department and the Maine State Police. Holden Police Chief Chris Greeley says the first day of training focused on sobriety testing procedures.
People could be under the influence of prescription medications that maybe they are overusing or they are mixing with something else that causes an adverse effect, and now they're driving a car. They could be under the influence of alcohol. They could be under the influence of marijuana.
Tyson Ober is among a dozen officers who attended the training course. Ober has been a police officer for 6 years and says the training will help bridge the gap between drug and alcohol recognition.
I already talked about some things that I'm going to put in my tool bag to use on the road.
Ober says so far he knows what to search for to determine if a driver might be under the influence.
If they're high on marijuana, for instance, you might see larger pupils, or there are certain tests that we do. You might see us roadside, flinging our finger in front of people's eyes, but it helps us better to detect that for prosecution.
For the next and last phase of the training, local officers will be getting hands-on experience to detect the signs of folks driving impaired.
It's not like we're looking to get our OUI arrest numbers up. We want voluntary compliance, quite frankly, where people are not under the influence and driving.
In Holden, I'm Sierra Jonah reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 8:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Pfizer is conducting the third phase of a Lyme disease vaccination clinical trial. We'll have details ahead.
But first, let's take another look at our forecast.
Today's temperatures are warming up to a high of 63. Rain is likely, and the showers will be moving in tonight when temps drop below 50 degrees. More thunderstorms are going to be rolling in our area coming in Saturday with a high of 68.
Derriere discomfort. We try to soothe it with this, cool it with this, and relieve it with this. But new Preparation H Soothing Relief Spray is the 21st century way to do all three, even touch-free. Preparation H. Get comfortable with it.
Whenever heartburn strikes, get fast relief with Tums. It's time to love food back.
This isn't your parents' photo booth. Premier Limousine and DJ presents the latest in photo booth technology with the all-new 2022 Air Booth. Print out everyone's pictures in beautiful full-color photos and have them sent directly to your phone. The new Air Booth is available for weddings, birthdays, class reunions, anniversaries, and corporate events with some of the best and most fun props around. You can book the Air Booth, Limousine, and DJ services separately or take advantage of our very popular package deals. Contact us at Premier Limousine and DJ. On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by the Acadia Shops, offering quality products to help you enjoy your trip to Bar Harbor and Acadia National Park. You'll find the best Maine-crafted products here. Graffiti Donuts, a donut-centric dessert location, offering fresh-made donuts, donut hole nachos, donut sundaes, milkshakes, and much more. Open 7 days a week. And the Loft Raw Bar and Seafood Lounge offers a contemporary craft seafood experience, including a hyper-local daily oyster selection. Open daily, open late.
Nobody should have to go through a 5-hour drive every single day to have radiation. Sarah's House provides them a home away from home, a place where they can come and receive treatment and support while they move through their cancer journey. There are 9 bedrooms for guests on 2 floors. They have laundry facilities. Everyone has their own cupboard for dry storage, refrigerator space. The great room is really the heart of the home. It's like the kitchen living space. This is where people come together. They share meals, they share stories, and they support one another.
The Maine State Housing Authority detected more than 400 fraudulent applications to a COVID-19 rent relief program. The fraudulent applications would have cost the state $6.4 million. The State Housing Authority oversees federal rent relief money, while community action agencies distribute the funds locally. More than 90% of the fraud was detected by the local agencies. The Emergency Rental Relief Assistance Funds came from 2 federal COVID-19 relief packages passed by Congress in December 2020 and March 2021. Under the program, recipients could qualify up to 18 months of rental assistance.
Pfizer is teaming up with a Maine healthcare system to conduct the 3rd phase of a Lyme disease vaccine clinical trial. It will be held at Northern Light Health System in Brewer. The trial will span over 13 months and requires patients to take 2 shots 2 months apart. The patients will then need to take another booster shot in March before the next summer's tick season. A Northern Light allergy and immunology doctor says he estimates about 100 people starting at age 5 and up will participate in the trial. They say Pfizer approached the hospital system about the clinical trial because Maine has one of the highest rates of Lyme disease infections in the U.S., according to the CDC. Most Mainers will be eligible for the trial in July when Northern Light opens up registration. The time is now 8:13. After the break, with gas prices nearing the $5 mark in parts of Maine, it's hitting almost every industry hard, especially those who are trying to give back to their community.
Plus, we'll have Converge from the Day 2 of the Platinum Jubilee, honoring Queen Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne.
The best value for your money is always at the Furniture Gallery. And now, take advantage of even extra savings during the Furniture Gallery's Memorial Day sale with truckloads of new inventory. Bring home the perfect living room set, dining set, recliner, and mattress. If it's in stock, it's yours to take home today. Open your camper cottage this year with a new mattress. And receive a free bundle on all closeout mattresses. Don't forget to check out our selection of outdoor furniture, too. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, and North Windham.
My name is April, and I am a caregiver. I've been with Nell now for 2.5 years. I know how much her family relies on me.
At Care.com, you can find the local senior care help your family needs with profiles, reviews, and more. Care.com.
Come to the Back Alley Restaurant. We have a full menu from appetizers to pizza to seafood. A full bar with happy hour from 2 to 6 p.m. daily. The Back Alley Restaurant, Bangor. We are family owned and operated, where friends and family come to hang out. Fathers play a special role in people's lives. And this Father's Day, ABC7 and Fox 22 want to help you show your dad how much he is appreciated with a special Father's Day giveaway. We're giving away a $50 gift certificate from the Central Street Farmhouse in Bangor, a $50 gift certificate from Hashy's Auto Enhancing in Levant, and a $50 gift certificate from C&K Variety in Herman. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Fox ABC Maine, and like and comment.
Let's do it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
What do millions of dollars sound like?
Sounds like Monday on Fox. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't forget the lyrics.
Oh my God, I don't know the words here.
And beat Shazam. That's our jam. Put your money where your mouth is. Be a millionaire.
$1 Million Music Monday.
This summer on Fox. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is.
Mainers are paying the price in more ways than one for rising gas costs. The record highs are affecting all drivers, including those who volunteer their vehicle and time to help the most vulnerable Mainers. Dan Lampriello looks at how drivers for organizations like Meals on Wheels are struggling and the legislation that could help.
With gas prices nearing the $5 mark in parts of Maine, it's hitting almost every industry hard, especially those who are trying to give back to their community.
The increase in cost of living, the gas prices we're seeing, we're feeling a little bit worried about what the future holds.
Megan Walton is CEO of the Southern Maine Agency on Aging, whose hundreds of volunteers help connect homebound Mainers with meals.
They really keep our programs going.
Using their own cars and gas, the Meals on Wheels volunteers have seen their deliveries double during the pandemic, but so has the price to stay on the road.
Some Meals on Wheels volunteers have a really long distance that they are driving those meals, so an increase in gas prices is causing them to say, I can no longer do this.
And while they do get reimbursed for some of that mileage, it won't cover everything.
It's not just the price of gas, but also any maintenance that's required on your car over time.
While every organization's reimbursement rate is different, right now the federal mileage tax deduction is 14 cents per mile. But under proposed legislation from Maine Senator Angus King, that would go up to 58 cents per mile.
It certainly would help.
Jack DeBaradinis runs RTP and has volunteer drivers who help bring elderly Mainers to appointments, work, and even more. They've increased their reimbursement rates already and may have to again to retain the volunteers they have.
And the fact is we're contemplating increasing our recently increased rate to 50 cents to go maybe up to 55 cents. I think it's really what we need to do at this point.
A search for a solution growing more urgent, so these essential services will still be around.
The population's only growing, the need's only growing, food and gas prices are only increasing, so we have to do more to make sure that older adults are taken care of.
The time is now 8:18.
And let's get a full look at our forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs. He's in with the latest.
Good morning, Devin.
Alrighty, thank you very much. It's a foggy one here on this Friday morning, mainly across a good part of the viewing area, though many areas less than a half mile for visibility. Some areas even near a goose egg in some spots, so it'll be a little goofy out there for a little while. And because of all this, a dense fog advisory is in effect lasting until about the 9 a.m. time frame, especially along Bangor areas to the south and west, and straight south as well. So once we get to about 9 a.m., things will begin to improve, but otherwise, so just watching some clouds moving in from the west to the east this morning. Maybe a little bit of rain returns farther off toward the north, so we'll have to wait a little bit for some of those rain opportunities that'll begin to move in ahead of this area of low pressure right about in here. That'll begin to track off towards the east, so the rain chances arrive during the afternoon, maybe early evening. Then we'll catch a little bit of a break, then scattered showers and thunderstorms arrive as we head toward the daytime tomorrow. Let's talk tropics. We haven't done this in a while, right? We do now post-tropical, or at least a potential post-tropical cyclone one, though. That'll be developing off towards the south and west, moving towards the north and east. This is kind of that first step before a tropical depression, so it's not officially a tropical depression just yet, but we'll be tracking off towards the north and east very soon. Winds up to around 35 miles per hour, and it is expected to earn the name Alex very soon and track off towards the north and east. So maybe by next week, you might be watching wave height issues for us as it does try to develop. So kind of keep an eye on the tropics, though. The ocean may get a little bit active as we head towards the next week. But again, wave highs here at home, not very active at this point though. Only at around 1 foot according to the buoys outside, so definitely looking very calm at this point. And we'll keep things calm at least for a little while longer. Your UV index forecast is at a 7 again, so that's still high, so a burn time of around 30 minutes. Once the clouds move in, we'll see this drop off just a little bit. Hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will all be necessary for those spots. But otherwise, though, our average high is now 71 degrees, and we'll be in the lower 60s today, upper 60s for you Saturday, then back in the lower 70s Sunday, Monday to Tuesday, then back down in the lower 70s Wednesday, middle 70s again as we head towards your Thursday. So that forecast coming up for today, we do have the morning fog and rain arriving during the afternoon period. We'll see temperatures in the lower 60s and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The rain starts to taper off a little bit tonight, but a few rain showers possible early. Lows in the upper 40s, otherwise mostly cloudy and a south wind at about 5 miles per hour. Scattered showers and thunderstorms develop during the afternoon tomorrow. Highs in the upper 60s and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your extended forecast. All right, maybe a few scattered leftover showers on Sunday. Highs in the lower 70s, though. For your Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the lower 70s. Rain chances by Tuesday. Highs also in the lower 70s.
Your destination for amazing drinks, delicious food, and a fun atmosphere is at the Penobscot Poorhouse in Bangor. With our Sunday ticket, watch all the games this season with a beer in one hand and wings in the other. A lot of changes have happened here, and we are now Bangor's best sports bar. Spend your Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and well, you get the idea. Right here at the Penobscot Poorhouse in Bangor. Eat, drink, play,
repeat. Make the call to unclog. Nichols Plumbing has been serving Bangor and beyond for over 45 years. Our community has placed their trust in us for plumbing, well and drain maintenance, camp weatherization, sewer and septic line repair and replacement, and we also offer 24/7 emergency services. Our plumbers are fully licensed and ready to solve any plumbing problem. 989-1533. Make the call to unclog.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Seaside Deli and Sweets, baking from the heart. Everything we make, we use the highest quality products. Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company, a family-friendly tattoo and art shop in Ellsworth with well-rounded artists and a fun atmosphere. And Ben & Bill's Chocolate Emporium, known for our delicious high-quality candies, sugary treats, and chocolates made with original recipes, and more than 64 flavors of ice cream.
It takes all types to play Family Feud, the Doghouse Daddy.
What's the least sexy thing your wife has ever worn?
Granny panties, Steve.
The Family Blabbermouth.
Grandma's sick of Grandpa falling asleep in the middle of what?
Going to the bathroom.
Hyman, get up off this toilet!
See all the types on Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Now to Washington, where President Biden is amplifying his appeal to tighten the country's gun restrictions. The president addressed the nation Thursday evening, one day after 4 people were shot and killed at an Oklahoma medical center. That deadly attack was the latest mass shooting as a congressional committee is advancing new gun legislation and bipartisan negotiations continue in the Senate. Here's Justin Finch with more.
President Biden addressing the nation after weeks of deadly mass shootings.
My fellow Americans, enough.
Behind the president, 56 candles, one for each U.S. state and territory touched by gun violence. New York State, Texas, and Oklahoma now among the latest. He says those victims' families want what families who suffered before them still want.
For God's sake, do something. After Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after Charleston, after Orlando, after Las Vegas, after Parkland, nothing has been done. This time that can't be true.
The president again calling for a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, and also pushing for passing enhanced background checks along with red flag and safe storage laws.
This isn't about taking away anyone's rights. It's about protecting children. It's about protecting families.
On Capitol Hill, a House committee approving a bill that would raise the age limit to 21 to buy semi-automatic rifles and tighten regulation of so-called ghost guns and bump stocks.
There are 18 ayes and 24 noes.
Democrats and Republicans argued bitterly over their proposals for nearly 10 hours, with all Republicans on the committee voting no.
I know that phone call. Parents across the country know that phone call. It's a sucker punch.
It's a one-size-fits-all approach that punishes law-abiding citizens.
That bill is up for a full vote in the House next week, but has little chance of passing in the Senate. On the Senate side, bipartisan talks continue, with momentum growing on policies that could earn support from both parties, though details are limited. As those talks continue, 3 students from that Texas school shooting are being laid to rest today. And in New York State, 10 new gun measures passed, including one raising the purchase age to 21 for AR-15 style rifles.
Turning now to London and day 2 of the Platinum Jubilee honoring Queen Elizabeth's 70th year on the throne. But some news from the palace last night is adding to concerns about the Queen's condition. ABC's Inez Delicatera is at Buckingham Palace with the latest on the festivities.
Overnight, despite the jubilation, some disappointing news. Buckingham Palace releasing a statement saying Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, did experience some discomfort as the festivities for her Platinum Jubilee kicked off on Thursday, and that she would therefore reluctantly have to cancel a scheduled appearance at St. Paul's Cathedral.
This event had been earmarked as one of the events that she was very keen to attend. It shows you that she's had to accept that there are certain things she just cannot do, and that looks set to continue.
She's celebrating 70 years on the throne, but Britain's longest-serving monarch has been experiencing mobility issues. At 96 years old, the Queen only appearing a few times on the first of this 4-day celebration. She came out to light the Tree of Trees, one of more than 3,000 beacons being ignited across the country and around the Commonwealth, from New Zealand to Australia. And the Queen also watched what's known as Trooping the Colour from Buckingham Palace, waving at her supporters from that famous balcony alongside working members of the royal family.
The Queen looked beautiful. I mean, she's getting older now, but she looks vibrant as ever.
Her great-grandson Prince Louis even stealing the show with the many faces he made as the British Royal Air Force flew overhead.
It's been really, really enjoyable to see all the royal family out to celebrate this amazing celebration.
But the service being held at St. Paul's would have acted as a big family reunion, with Harry, Meghan, and Prince Andrew all initially expected to attend. But Prince Andrew tested positive for COVID late Thursday, a royal source telling ABC News that, with regret, he would no longer be attending the service.
Today's service will also be the first time we see Harry, Meghan, Kate, and William together. We are hoping to see the Queen again later this weekend, though because of her mobility issues, decisions regarding her attendance are being made at the last minute.
And coming up here on the second half of our show, pools, beaches, and water parks across Maine are struggling to fill their lifeguard chair. Now, we'll see how this could affect visitors this summer. Plus, Belfast has opened 2 new electrical vehicle charging stations through the company ChargePort. This and more local news as Good Morning Maine continues.
Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Elizabeth Warren, they're all attacking America's tech innovators. The left's radical liberal bill would take away the digital tools small businesses rely on, empower China to beat America in the race for new technologies, and increase the risk of cyber attacks. Why would Senate conservatives support this dangerous bill that threatens American innovation? Call Senator Susan Collins. Tell her to stand up for American jobs and America's security.
It is said that the eyes are the windows into the soul, which begs the question, can a window have a soul? At Renewal by Andersen, we think so. When it's a window forged from Fibrix and over 100 years of refined craftsmanship, the essence of who we are transforms into a superior, stunningly beautiful window. So yes, a window can have a soul. For a limited time, take advantage of this great offer. Find out why we are the better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
It's Friday, June 3rd of 2022. There are 18 days to summer, and we'll have the weekend forecast in just a moment.
A little history, the bikini bathing suit is 76 years old today. It's made its debut in Paris, and summer hasn't been the same since.
The massacre at Tiananmen Square in China began 33 years ago today. Who can forget the pictures of the lone protester defiantly standing in front of a tank?
And actress Tina Fey and her husband are celebrating their 21st wedding anniversary. Today is also Impersonate Authority Day. So, I'm in charge here.
I'm in charge. That's the way to do it. Now, impersonate authority, not authorities. Don't get that mixed up because, you don't want to be gay because that's a lot of federal and legal trouble right there. But looking forward to the weekend. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty nice weekend. I mean, there is a little rain in the forecast, but it's going to be moving over just a little bit. But on top of it, we also have Donut Day. Did you know the donut was invented by a Mainer? Howard is featuring donuts on Mr. Food coming up in just a few minutes. And before weather, here's a quick look at some upbeat stories making headlines.
In Minneapolis, 11-year-old Edwin Rivera and his 4 brothers were in a van when a carjacker jumped in and drove away. Quick-thinking Rivera said, "Take the van and just let us go." The thief thought about it and let them out a few blocks later. The van has since been recovered, and Rivera's mom is incredibly proud of her son. It's Brazil's largest urban farm, and it's bringing some relief to residents in northern Rio de Janeiro. Residents tend to the garden in exchange for a small stipend and subsidized produce harvested from the fields. They plan to cover the length of the park. And Jim Irsay, owner of the Indianapolis Colts, is a collector of all things pop culture. And now his compilation is going on tour for free. Items include instruments played by Prince, Jerry Garcia, and Kurt Cobain. Irsay also has JFK's rocking chair, Muhammad Ali's shoes, and a baseball signed by Ukrainian President Zelensky. The exhibit is currently open to the public in New York City and will head to Chicago and Indianapolis next. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC 7.
And we'll throw things over to Devin Biggs with a look at our forecast.
Alrighty, thank you very much. We've made it to Friday, and starting off on the foggy side, a lot of areas reporting less than a half-mile visibility out there, especially along Waterville to Bangor and areas to the south. So if you're traveling this morning, please be careful and allow some extra time. We'll see this fog burning away coming up soon. And because of all this fog, there is a dense fog advisory in effect for the counties highlighted here in gray, lasting till about the 9 a.m. time frame. So by about this time, we'll start seeing things improving in the fog department. But zooming things out right now, though, not a whole lot going on. We just have clouds moving in. Otherwise, there should be enough sunshine to help burn that fog away before rain chances arrive later on today. And this is courtesy of this low wave of energy right about in here, moving from the west to the east. So we'll get this through, catch maybe a little bit of a break tonight, then more scattered showers and thunderstorms on the way for the daytime tomorrow. Temperatures have been kind of all over the place across the state. Some other areas have been in the lower, even middle 40s this morning, while other areas, though, have been in the upper 40s to even lower 50s. So far this morning, we've kind of been all over the place. Rain chances moving during the afternoon period, some of it lasting through the early evening, too, before that begins to taper off for the rest of the evening period. Again, some clouds, maybe a little bit of fog, not out of the question either. The wind not a big problem either, mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but nothing too ridiculous on the way anytime soon. So your hourly forecast moving forward for the rest of the morning period. Mostly cloudy skies, temperatures making it into the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin.
Summer is quickly approaching, but pools, beaches, and water parks across Maine are struggling to fill their lifeguard chairs.
Megan Wilgus reports on the shortage and how it will affect people trying to enjoy the water this summer.
Portland pools and Funtown Splashtown, 2 places to cool off in the summer with one very similar situation.
We are just not getting as many lifeguards applying for the job as we have traditionally in the past.
Right before COVID hit, we were starting to see less teenagers interested.
For the 3rd summer in a row, Portland will not be opening its Reiki pool to the public.
Just staffing wise, I used to have probably 30 to 40 people working under me. By this time of year, I have maybe 15 or 20 regular people.
Riverton Pool will offer limited programs and hours for both lap and open swims. Its waitlist includes at least 40 families looking for lessons, but there is some hope.
I've tried to offer a couple of lifeguarding classes, and they didn't fill. We do have one coming up starting this weekend, and it is close to full, and this is the first time I've seen it this close to full since the pandemic hit.
And over at Splashtown,
we're actually running our own lifeguard class. It's this Saturday. It's right here on site.
Hutchinson remembers a time when they were turning lifeguards away.
Why there has been a drop-off, I really can't tell you. The majority of the kids that we've had in the past, maybe 10 years ago, were all swim team kids from the local swim teams.
This will be Splashdown's second year offering a class for free. Hutchinson says it's working. He now only has 10 lifeguard positions left to fill.
We feel that that's money well spent for us to ensure that we're able to operate the park fully with the full capacity of lifeguards that we need.
Until she sees Portland's class turn out, LePage says she must limit its pool's hours to retain the people they do have.
Because if we're working extra hours, that also means that we're tired on the stand, and that's not a safe situation.
Belfast has opened up 2 new electric vehicle charging stations through the company ChargePort. The new charging stations are available for public use, located near the Belfast footbridge. Up to 4 vehicles can be charged simultaneously for up to a 3-hour charge, and that's costing the users about $4.50.
Somebody said they parked, they went out to dinner, and came back, and it had cost them $2.60.
The station was developed through a partnership between the City of Belfast, Revision Energy, and Central Maine Power, and paid for through a combination of funds from CMP's Make Ready grant program, with the remaining costs being contributed by the city. City Councilor Mike Hurley said, quote, "We expect to have charging stations basically in all city parking lots at some point." Hurley added that these stations are good for economic development as they influence electric car drivers to stop at the stations for a charge, exploring what Belfast has to offer while they wait. And physical therapy is going virtual. Patients at One Health Center in Little Rock, Arkansas could be entering a simulated world in order to help their mobility in the real one.
Fox's Claire Cruz has more on this story.
Sensors strapped in. Headset on.
Let's try a different game here.
I got to put the new virtual reality system at the Baptist Health Rehabilitation Institute in Little Rock to the test.
Lean forwards.
Lou Treader is a physical therapist here and says the real immersive system can be used for a wide range of patients.
We see a lot of neuro patients, so stroke, brain injury, spinal cord, but we also see orthopedic patients.
Each game targets a different area, whether it's balance.
Say our patient has difficulty with sitting balance, moving forwards and backwards and reaching towards items.
Or range of motion.
I missed all of them.
All while recording progress and giving feedback along the way.
So maybe they start out only being able to bend their arm maybe 90 degrees, and we can program it to, for certain games, that they get positive reinforcement if they get to that 100-degree range or 120-degree range or on up to a normal range.
While working their body, most of these scenarios also have a component to work the mind as well.
To work on their memory or sequencing of different items.
While some games I passed with flying colors.
Fantastic.
Others were a little more challenging.
I quit.
Okay.
But overall, Treader says this tool helps patients tap into their competitive side while making them stronger day after day.
The more engaged they are in the activity, the more they buy into it, the more likely they are to reach the goals that they're trying to attain.
Still to come here this morning, Dave Peck joins us for sports as 2 of UMaine's most consistent hitters were both named to the All-New England team.
But first, here's a quick look at our overnight forecast. Temperatures warming up to a high of 63 today. Rain is likely, and the showers will continue tonight when temps drop down to a low of 48. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms expected for Saturday. Temps warming up to the high 60s.
At Bathfitter, every quality bath starts with quality people. Our consultants help you choose from hundreds of bath options, so we fit your style. Our installers complete your work in as little as a day, so we fit your schedule. Our manufacturing team custom crafts your bath, so we fit your standards, and it's guaranteed for life. When you can trust the people who create your new bath, it just fits. Bathfitter. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Dynamic hatchbacks, capable and rugged SUVs and crossovers, go anywhere vans, powerful full-size pickups. Toyota has more electrified all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models than any other brand, like the electrified RAV4 Hybrid with 40 mpg and up to a 580-mile total driving range. Your New England Toyota dealer, your electrified all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Bar Harbor, is sponsored by Carol Harper and Associates Incorporated, your one source for your Medicare and long-term care insurance planning. Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company, a family-friendly tattoo and art shop in Ellsworth with well-rounded artists and a fun atmosphere. And Graffiti Donuts, a donut-centric dessert location offering fresh-made donuts, donut hole nachos, donut sundaes, milkshakes, and much more. Open 7 days a week.
On the next Last Man Standing.
I think we need some sort of security system.
We have a great security system at this house. I've got a cabinet full of rifles in my den and these two big guns right here.
It's the latest thing in home protection.
The front door is secure.
And delinquent daughter detection.
Alarms, infrared sensors, laser beams. Isn't this still America?
The answer is yes. This will make it more difficult for you to sneak in after curfew.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Riddle and Shinsuke Nakamura are on a quest for payback after Bloodline Domination knocked out their teammates. It's an all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, tonight on Fox.
Good morning, everyone. Well, at long last, the NBA Finals has arrived in Game 1 between the Celtics and the Warriors. It was worth the wait. First finals appearance for Boston since 2010. First quarter, no one could stop Steph Curry. He had 21 points alone after one. In the second, though, Celtics much more aggressive. Marcus Smart here driving, and he's able to get the layup to tie it at 49. Curry did not score in the second quarter. Third quarter, though, he was back at it, this time slashing his way for a fancy 2 in the paint. Warriors built a lead, but in the fourth, it was near perfection from deep. First, it's Derek White. He had a couple, and then a little bit later, all tied at 103. Who else but Al Horford? Basically the same spot, delivers from deep. 11-0 run for the Celtics, 7 for 7 from deep. And a little bit later, Marcus Smart, a huge part of that as he buries the dagger. Celtics outscore the Warriors 40-16 in the fourth to take it 120-108. And Game 2 for that series is set for Sunday on ABC 7. Tip-off for that one a little bit earlier. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Celtics looking to go up 2-0 in this series. Let's switch to baseball now. On Wednesday night, we celebrated the 30th anniversary of Mansfield Stadium, and today we look back on 3 decades of memories. Tyler Cruz has the story.
This was like Fenway Park to a lot of kids around here, that this is where they wanted to play.
For Dave and I, this has been our summer home for 30 years.
It's been a labor of love. I mean, it's been a lot of work for 30 years, but 30 years went awful quick.
For 3 decades, Shaun T. Mansfield Stadium has created memories that last a lifetime for baseball players everywhere.
You know, you remember the wins and losses, but mostly you remember the interactions you had and the special moments that were funny, that was neat, and it brings back so many memories for, a lot of kids played here.
This is a place I've always dreamed of playing here, from playing across the street and coming here on opening day for Little League, so it's just been surreal to play here.
Back in the early 90s, would walk over here as the grandstand and the stadium portion of it was being constructed, walk home, right around the corner, and then grew up playing on the field, grew up working on the field through college.
Since its inception, Ron St. Pierre and Dave Mansfield have been essential in maintaining the stadium as one of the best ballpark experiences in the region.
We said the pillars, and they really are pillars because there's a lot of people who did it, but Ronnie and Dave...
Those 2 individuals has really made Mansfield Stadium what it is right now.
Ronnie's got this thing, because I had him, he was a teacher at the high school when I went. He is a stickler for detail.
We've had our arguments and our ups and downs. We'd be out there in the field about me fighting. I want to get rid of the water. I'm digging a hole, and he's mad. So those things happen, So we've got along well.
The respect Mansfield and St. Pierre have for each other is admirable, and it's a big part to why the stadium has been able to offer so much to so many.
If it wasn't for Ron, you have to surround yourself with knowledgeable and good people, and they're the ones that get the job done.
Well, people should realize that this place would not exist if it wasn't for David Mansfield. David has raised all the money at the gate and in the concession stand to make it look the way it does.
Because of them, Mansfield has hosted thousands of ball games.
We want it to be nothing but the best, and I think that's what's happened. You've had people from all over the world here.
From Xander Bogaerts and Aruba in the Senior League World Series to the high school stars of today. But it's more than just baseball that makes this stadium a special place to be.
Out of about 2,500 or so games that I've announced here,
I mean, really, there's very few that I actually remember. So it's really the people that, the relationships you build over the years that definitely keeps you coming back.
It's a community meeting place, so to speak. For baseball people, that is, anyway.
Reporting from Bangor, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. Great story. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take being here for that long to realize how important Mansfield Stadium is to so many people, whether you played, coached, or worked on it throughout its 30-year history. Still plenty more baseball to be played there as the playoffs are set to begin next week. High school tennis, though, they're already into the quarterfinal round of their tournament. Let's go to Hamden with the Broncos hosting Lewiston here. First, it's number 2 singles, Annika Bragg with match point here. Sharp angle on the forehand, and that creates a winner as she takes it 6-3, 6-1. Then to number 1 doubles here. Another match point. And the forehand here from the Blue Devils goes just long as Chandler Smith and Ella Baldwin get the win. So 2-0, need 3 out of 5 to advance. We'll go to number 3 singles, trying to close it out. It's a close one. It's the freshman Tessa Castrucci who forces a tiebreaker right here after that point. She would go on to win it, as would the Broncos. 5-0, they get to sweep and advance to the semifinals.
It's really helped having the younger girls because they've been playing for a long time, and they have always played singles, so it's good that they're on singles.
Will advance, and they will play Camden Hills on June 4th in the regional semis. Now let's go to baseball. Again, up in Orono here, even though Maine fell short of the America East title, the season as a whole had its bright spots, including the play of Quinn McDaniel and Jordan Schulafond. McDaniel and Schulafond were 2 of Maine's more consistent hitters, and on Thursday, they were both named to the All-New England team. McDaniel, a first-team selection. He owned a .330 average, 10 home runs, 46 RBIs as a sophomore. Schulafond, he batted .350. He hit 5 homers and 28 RBIs, and that was good enough for him to earn second-team honors to close out his college career. Alrighty, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Oh, what a good time we will have. You can make it happen,
Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
The wait is over.
Evan Hansen meets Josie Grossi.
I've always wanted to be a journalist, and this is a really great resume builder.
Plus, she said goodbye to fake friends and started a nationwide movement.
And Nate Burleson at the Drew's News Desk.
Next, Drew.
The Drew Barrymore Show, Friday at 3 on Fox 22.
With Friday's business news,
here's Leo Jonathan.
The S&P 500 was up 1.8% Thursday. The Dow Jones gained 1.3%. The Nasdaq up 2.7%. Investors are hoping the recent historical rout is over. The nations known as OPEC Plus are agreeing to boost the oil supply in July and August. President Biden, who halted U.S. production on Inauguration Day, praised the move following months of begging Mideast countries to raise production. Industry analysts say the move will not lower gasoline prices. The price of oil actually began rising after the announcement. Ford is adding 6,200 manufacturing positions at plants in Michigan, Ohio, and Missouri, and spending $3.7 billion in those facilities. The company's getting ready for labor talks next year and seeks to expand production. Plans include new versions of Ford's Ranger pickups and Mustangs. And new Labor Department figures are due today as investors worry about a possible recession next year amid historically high inflation that keeps rising. I'm Leo Jonathan with Friday's Business on ABC 7.
The second largest wind farm in the United States is in Oklahoma. It's the fourth largest project in the world.
The project comprises 3 wind farms providing 1,484 megawatts of renewable energy, enough to generate electricity for 440,000 homes. Ginger Z has more in this Climate Minute.
Oklahoma is now home to the second largest wind farm in the United States. It's called the Traverse Wind Energy Center. With 356 turbines churning over north-central Oklahoma, they expect to generate enough electricity for 440,000 homes, serving parts of Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Arkansas. The Traverse Wind Energy Center is the third and final part of a larger wind farm known as the North Central Energy Facility. It provides a total of 1,484 megawatts of electricity, making it the fourth largest wind farm in the world, only behind wind farms in China, California, and India. The Oklahoma wind farm is operated by American Electric Power and is expected to save customers $3 billion in energy costs over the next 30 years. Not a customer? Don't worry. Wind savings could quickly come to other service areas in the U.S. as 27 gigawatts of wind energy are projected to come online in 2022. That's enough energy to power more than 20 million homes.
Now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Alrighty, thank you very much. It's a foggy one here on this Friday morning, mainly across the good part of the viewing area, though many areas less than a half mile for visibility. Some areas even near a goose egg in some spots, so it'll be a little goofy out there for a little while. And because of all this, a dense fog advisory is in effect lasting until about the 9 a.m. time frame, especially along Bangor areas to the south and west, and straight south as well. So once we get to about 9 a.m., things will begin to improve, but otherwise, so just watching some clouds moving in from the west to the east this morning. Maybe a little bit of rain returns farther off toward the north, so we'll have to wait a little bit for some of those rain opportunities that'll begin to move in ahead of this area of low pressure right about in here. That'll begin to track off towards the east, so the rain chances arrive during the afternoon, maybe early evening. Then we'll catch a little bit of a break, then scattered showers and thunderstorms arrive as we head toward the daytime tomorrow. Let's talk tropics. We haven't done this in a while, right? We do now post-tropical, or at least a potential post-tropical cyclone 1, though. That'll be developing off towards the south and west, moving towards the north and east. This is kind of that first step before a tropical depression, so it's not officially a tropical depression just yet, but we'll be tracking off towards the north and east very soon. Winds up to around 35 miles per hour, and it is expected to earn the name Alex very soon and track off towards the north and east. So maybe by next week, you might be watching wave height issues for us as it does try to develop. So kind of keep an eye on the tropics, though. The ocean may get a little bit active as we head towards the next week. But again, wave heights here at home, not very active at this point, though. Only at around 1 foot according to the buoys outside, so definitely looking very calm at this point. And we'll keep things calm at least for a little while longer. Your UV index forecast is at a 7 again, so that's still high, so a burn time of around 30 minutes. Once the clouds move in, we'll see this drop off just a little bit. Hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will all be necessary for those spots. But otherwise, though, our average high is now 71 degrees. And we'll be in the lower 60s today, upper 60s for you Saturday, then back in the lower 70s Sunday, Monday to Tuesday, then back down in the lower 70s Wednesday, middle 70s again as we head towards your Thursday. So that forecast coming up for today, we do have the morning fog and rain arriving during the afternoon period. We'll see temperatures in the lower 60s and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The rain starts to taper off a little bit tonight, but a few rain showers possible early. Lows in the upper 40s, otherwise mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 miles per hour. Scattered showers and thunderstorms develop during the afternoon tomorrow. Highs in the upper 60s and a south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And your extended forecast. All right, maybe a few scattered leftover showers on Sunday. Highs in the lower 70s, though. For your Monday, partly cloudy, highs in the lower 70s. Rain chances by Tuesday. Highs also in the lower 70s.
It is said that the eyes are the windows into the soul, which begs the question, can a window have a soul? At Renewal by Andersen, we think so. When it's a window forged from fabrics and over 100 years of refined craftsmanship, the essence of who we are transforms into a superior, stunningly beautiful window. So yes, a window can have a soul. For a limited time, take advantage of this great offer. Find out why we are the better way to a better window. Renewal by Andersen.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it.
Comfort, customization, and craftsmanship with a lift. Save big on the Uplifting Comfort series from Best Home Furnishings. Rest easy and stand with ease. Uplifting Comfort recliners come in over 20 styles and 700 covers. Choose from many sizes and styles featuring Uplifting Comfort's gentle power lift. Furniture that's made to give you years of comfort and relaxation. The Uplifting Comfort series from Best Home Furnishings.
Yes. 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 I'll have what she's having. And you can too.
Get ready for the good dish.
Delicious twists on your favorite comfort foods.
Decadent desserts you can whip up in no time. And game-changing shortcuts.
What's for dinner is about to get way easier.
And way more fun than doing the dishes. So get ready to get dishing.
Weekdays at 1 on Fox 22.
Last year, Americans ate more than 380 million donuts. Sounds crazy, huh? And with today being National Donut Day, I thought I'd share one of my favorite go-to recipes that highlights donuts in a whole new way. We start off by cutting a dozen glazed donuts into chunks. And if we want to save a buck or two, we can even pick up day-old ones, which are always cheaper and work just as well here. After tossing in some raisins, we pour on a mixture that we made by combining some sweetened condensed milk, a couple of eggs, a bit of vanilla, a little cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. Once that sits for about 5 minutes, we pour it into a baking dish, cover it with foil, and pop it in the oven. And after about 40 minutes, we'll uncover it and let it finish baking until the center is set. When this comes out of the oven all bubbling hot, we drizzle it with a 2-ingredient glaze and get ready for some good eating. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for what we call donut bread pudding as a way to celebrate National Donut Day today, or really any day. And if you're wondering how many calories it has, don't ask. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a donut lover's way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. You love them donuts.
Delicious.
Now that's how to take a normal donut and make something absolutely fantastic.
I love bread pudding.
I mean, I feel we should be getting these like every morning. I feel like we should come back and they should be here for us to try. We should like talk to Howard about like overnight, fly something in for us.
All the sugar and coffee, I'll be going all day.
Oh, I know. Yeah, then we want to take a day off. Work the hardest, work fast, work quick. Well, sneezing season is still underway in many parts of the country, and people might be looking for some relief. Cleveland Clinic allergist Sandra Hong says tree pollen impacts most people who suffer from spring allergies. Hong also says one of the best ways to help with nasal congestion is using nasal steroids. She also recommends antihistamines, which can help fight the sneezing and itching, which take effect shortly after symptoms appear.
However, Hong says if symptoms persist, you may want to visit your doctor for treatment, as some allergies may cause asthma, and you may need an inhaler.
I feel like, oh man, I have terrible allergies, and I use Flonase. Flonase is great. I've used Zyrtec. I've used the Allegra. Yep. Allegra works well. I think it's just one of those things that you gotta. It's tough to time out. Like you can't take them at night because then I'm up all night and it doesn't work out. But man, itchy noses is the worst.
Loratadine works really well for me. That's
there's another one
every day.
And we're not promoting any of these. These are just personal things for us.
Yep. So you may be able to find word games fun, but medical experts say there are health benefits as well to playing. Word games have several benefits like improving your vocabulary, as it can help people discover new words.